Okay, so welcome everyone. It's a pleasure to have you today, and I wish you a very good new year. It's starting, but we are already the 8th of January. My topic today is Open Badge in PDF format. So it's a new feature in Open Badge Factory. And I will present it now during, let's say, 30 minutes, and then we'll have time for questions. So let's have a start. First of all, what is a PDF badge? The first fear when I discussed with about this PDF badge with people from IMS Global was that, okay, are you doing something different from badges? Is it really a badge? And the answer is yes. A PDF badge is an open badge, a standard badge, but we bake it in a PDF format. So the idea that in Open Badge Factory, when you issue a badge, the badge will be basically delivered in the message, which is sent to the badge earner in both formats. One, what I could say, traditional badge format, which is PNG or SVG format, and the PDF format that you can download. Why? I will speak more about the reason, but the idea is that the earner can basically benefit from the advantage of the both formats. And this feature can be basically is proposed at the OBF Pro level. So you need to be a Pro customer to be able to issue this kind of PDF badges. Okay, so why generating PDF badges? Well, let's say, to be honest, that even badges have been officially portable. This was a message of Mozilla from the beginning. Baking metadata in a PNG picture doesn't make a badge very portable, because you need to have a displayer. It's a backpack, it's a passport, it's whatever you want, but you need to have a platform to display PNG picture as a HTML badge. And let's say that for many badge earners, it's a challenge. So we try to answer to our customers' needs. And some of the needs were, Eric, we need some way to issue badges that you can use straight away without any backpack or without any passport. We can't ask our users to subscribe in this kind of system for one badge, for example. Let's say that you are a company, you are issuing badges for your partners, they don't know anything about open badges. You can't really say, okay, get your badge and go on the Mozilla backpack or on the passport. So why PDF? Because PDF, it's a standalone. It's a portable document format. So it's something which was just under our nose. So why not using it? It's an open format, and it's widely used. It's very convenient not only for badge earners, but for badge issuers who wants to have the need to issue badges as digital certificates. Well, now, when I speak about digital certificates, usually there is a risk that the people say, okay, we are not speaking about open badges, we are speaking about digital certificates, which are different things. Basically here, what is very important in the development that we have been doing in Open Badge Factory is that basically you can use your open badge as a way to recognize something, but also as a way to certificate something. And the certificate, it's basically the badge itself. So we didn't design two ways to you know, two-level badges, this kind of open badge with the standard badge and the certificate which is something else. But basically the PDF badge is a certificate which is a real badge. Okay. What is interesting in this PDF badge is that it can be validated. It can be validated, I would say, at two levels. So you can use our validator, which is a standard validator, but the validator which can understand PDF. And you can basically check the metadata of the badge, that the badge is basically valid, that it's not expired or it has not been revoked. But you can also check that the PDF has not been modified. So, and it's something very important when we're speaking about digital certificates. Usually, organization issuing certificates, one of the certificates can be checked that it has not been forged. Okay, so how does it look? Basically, just working in the same way that it has been working until now, but instead of having one link for getting your badge and basically pushing your PNG badge, the passport, you have a second link which is give you the possibility to download your badge as a PDF badge. You click this link. Here you have a badge which is a multilingual badge. You have 3 versions of this badge. We didn't want to bake all the information in one PDF because it would be very long and not very nice. So here you can choose your language version. For example, in this case, I want this OBF Academy Contributor badge in English. I click it, and when I click it, I just download badge, which look like that. It's a PDF. While you have all the metadata of the badge display in the PDF, of course. And here you have basically the name, description, criteria, endorsements, evidence, and all this kind of information that you have in a normal PNG badge. Now we just propose one PDF template. Perhaps some customers would say, okay, I would like our logo in the right side or left side and so on, something like that. Well, we can offer to our customers also this kind of custom PDF if needed. And we will in the future provide 2 or 3 models of PDF. So now what is interesting, because this PDF badge is a real badge, it's a standard badge, you can upload it in OpenBadge Passport. So you just use the same way that you upload a badge as a picture, you just upload your badge in OpenBadge Passport and it becomes a normal badge. So OBF Academy Contributor, you see it here as a badge. And when you start to use it, you see that it's totally the same kind of badge that you could get straight on the passport, usually as a picture, let's say. So here, what is interesting in this case that even I download only the English version of this badge. When I push it in the passport, I get the 3 versions. So I get one badge with the 3 versions of the badge. So English, Suomi, and Français. And here you can go on with your badge. I mean, you can enrich it, add evidence on your badges, new evidence. You can collect endorsement and so on. And I will tell you at the end of my presentation that this badge could be also sent back to the issuer of the badge for later validation. I will speak more about this. Okay, so in the PDF document, you have a link that you can use to access our validator. And when you download your badge, when you upload your badge into the validator will check the badge and give you I would say, checklist of the badge, of the metadata. So first of all, you see that this badge has been signed. It's a signed badge, and the assertion is valid, and you can have access to the assertion by clicking here. What is very important, you can see that this uploaded badge has not been modified after issuing. So here we basically check that PDF it's the same, not changed, and the badge has not expired, and the badge has not been revoked. So we make the same checks than with the IMS Global, let's say basic validator, or let's say a standard validator. But the only thing here that we have add the checking of the PDF, and we can also check here the fact that it's a signed badge. You can basically have PDF badges which are signed, and PDF badges without digital signature. So we are quite serious with this signature question, meaning that if you want to get your badge signed, you need to have what we call a badge record store. So the badge record store, it's a small proxy server that we have been developing for our customers, because some of our customers wants to host badges issued by Open Badge Factory in their own server. So for them, it's basically makes sure that if they cease to use Open Badge Factory, all the badges that they have been issuing will be working, will be live after ceasing to use the system. Even we, as a system, as a service provider, we would, of course, provide this service, but you know, in some cases, some universities or in some countries, they want to host their own badge record store. So it's because this badge record store is basically managed by the customer himself. It's a place where the customer can place its own digital key. And then Open Badge Factory will back the badge and sign it in the badge record store, and then the badge will be delivered as a PDF. So you have basically here two PDF. They are just the same, they contain all the same data, but in the case of, if you have a badge record store, then you can add your own signature. So that's something who can be interesting for big organization who wants to basically have this digital signature to basically enforce the badge. So what are we doing next? So now when we deliver the PDF badge, we basically, if you request the badge as a badge request, basically you provide your name, and the name will be placed in the PDF. If the badge is issued straight from Open Badge Factory based on your email address list, then it will be the email address, which is of course not very nice. So we will release soon some modification here that you can add basically your name after the email address, or the name of the recipient of the badge, after a comma or just some space. And then in this case, only the name of the recipient will be added to the PDF. One of the things that we will also make available for customers to switch this PDF option off if they want, off or on. We don't know really why, but in some case it could be that, you know, the organization is working in a way that they don't want that badge earners get two kind of badges, that it's a bit confusing perhaps, or I don't know. So we'll add this feature, and if the email, if the name of the recipient of the badge is provided, then the email address will disappear. So we will not basically keep the email address with the name in the certificate, because it's email address is basically not important information for the people who will look at the badge, but of course it's still in the metadata. So if you want to check it, you can see the metadata. The validator will be in several language versions, at least English, French, and other, perhaps Finnish, Spanish, I don't know yet, but it's not a big job to translate it. And we will add a QR code for validation of printed badges. So if you print your PDF on the paper, you will have the possibility to scan the QR code and then to validate basically the badge. So it's a validation of the badge, I would say content of the badge assertion. It's not a validation of the PDF. So if you want to validate that the PDF, you still need to upload the PDF file to the validator to have a check of the file. So what is very important for us in Open Badge Factory is that, as I say, we don't want to let's say, reduce the idea of the Open Badge to the idea of simple certificates. For us, the badge should not be only a certificate, but the badge can be live, the badge can be further developed, and some the evidence, other kind of data could be added to the badge by the badge earners. So we plan in the future to basically, if the badge is issued as a PDF, okay, by the badge issuer, and if the earner of the badge use the Open Badge Passport, the badge earner will have the possibility to add evidence or to collect an endorsement like now on his badge. And he or she will have the possibility to, by clicking a button, to basically request for validation of his badge. So the badge will be sent back to the Open Badge Factory user account. And then basically the issuer of the badge will, after evaluation, will have the possibility to validate the badge and to back it again in a PDF format. So here the idea of having this kind of evolutive badge, but which can be in one way certified by some organization at some stage of the pathway. Thank you very much for, it was my short presentation about this feature. Now the question of how to use it. And well, basically, I just play a bit with this feature now, and I just noticed that it was quite nice to, first of all, to save my badge, for example, on the Google Drive. So it's the first thing that I did. Sorry, it's. I will show you. I go to my Drive, and I go to my badges. Okay. So first of all, what I did, I just download my badge and I put it in my badges Drive. And here it will be a good idea to collect all my badges as PDF in one place. What I will probably do very soon. And from here, I can send any email message and just add as the badge as an attachment. But you have also some platforms which are not basically accepting files. So here you can easily move your, generate a share link to your PDF in a Google Drive, and then use this link for basically placing your badge where you want. So LinkedIn, which is usually a big problem for badge users. As you know, if you work with badges, you know that many badge earners struggle to share the badges in LinkedIn, because perhaps LinkedIn is not very friendly with badges and not really supporting of badges. But let's say that for me as a user, it's quite easy. I just go here in my LinkedIn account, and as you see, I just add this PDF badge as a post. Very easy. You just pick it from your Google Drive, and it's here in 10 seconds, and you can display it from here. You can open it. What is interesting, you can also even download it. So it can be downloaded straight from your account. And the other things which is usually quite problematic is adding a badge, an open badge to your profile. So now if I go to my profile, I just went to my certificates, certificates here, license and certifications, and I just add this badge, name of the badge, the organization who issues the badge, date, and then the share link that I got from the Google Drive. So it was quite easy, and took me a few minutes. Just click here and you get your credential display. So let's say I'm quite confident that the people who are struggling with sharing badges could get a very nice help from this solution. And but after that, you can basically just try to find ideas and innovation about how to use your PDF badges in different systems. For example, I just play with SlideShare. I use SlideShare for displaying my slides. Usually, well, here you have documents. Well, I have had my badge in SlideShare. As a PDF badge is, SlideShare accepted straight away. And then you can use SlideShare to create a gallery of badges, basically. So after that, you can just share your SlideShare profile and people can find your badges straight from here. Just one way to do it. I mean, there is a lot of different kind of platform systems. I think that the same for Europass. I think that you can upload easily PDF files in Europass, or in any employability system, PDF is also supported. So it was my presentation. Now I would love to hear about your questions. Any questions? I will unmute you. Yeah. Please.
Eric, this is Simone.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Simone.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, good.
So I'll break the ice. My question is, what was the main reason that you introduced this new feature? Why?
Yeah, well, the main reason is quite many customers were upset with the fact that they could not easily share the badges. So basically, the badge earners struggle with using badges. Because, as I say, yeah. Can you speak, Simone?
Yes, sure.
Okay, good. Yeah, so, I mean, let's say that in schools, universities, association, context, well, the people get a lot of badges. So they can go to a backpack, they can go to a passport, and when they learn, how to get a badge, well, it's quite easy to do it. But in some cases where, for example, companies start to use badges, they want to issue 1 or 2 badges. The problem was that they didn't want to explain to their badge earners that they have to get an account somewhere. And it's the same that to get an account in a credit platform or in a Mozilla backpack or the passport. So it's the same problem. Now one other good thing here, basically, is that there was always a problem of credibility of the badge. You issue an open badge. Is really an open badge something credible? Is it a strong standard? Well, basically, yeah, you can have a signed badge, but can we modify the badge? Is this something as strong as a certificate? Basically, now you have the same open badge, but now when you make it in a PDF, you have the advantage of you can check if the PDF has been changed or not. So it's adding a bit of, I would say, credibility for people who really wants to use open badge in both ways, in a way to recognize, connect people, use badge as connectors and so on. But also it gives, in my opinion, a bit more credibility for employers, for example, which are use of PDF. And of course, in some cases, you have also, sorry for this long answer, but you have also training organizations say, our customers are used to get certificates. And the good thing is that they don't want to issue certificates a part of badges, that they believe in badges. So they want that the badges are certificates and not 2 different kind of things. Thank you for your question. Oh, sorry, I can't hear you now.
I have a follow-up question, just a quick one.
Yeah.
So apparently you've introduced this feature because of, I guess, demand in the market. And I sense that given your experience and the time in this market, this may be something of interest for the wider community.
Yeah.
What was was there any thinking around contributing this particular piece of code to extend the open badge specification?
Basically, yeah, we have been in contact with IMS Global, and we propose, I think that the process is still on, but we just propose, it's very simple, because as I say, we didn't change anything in the standard. We just propose that the IMS Global validator can understand PDF format, so can read the PDF. So it's basically very simple. So I don't know where they are now with this question. We have not been there, there's Christmas and all kind of thing, but it could be an extension, community extension. And I don't see the question. If we want to discuss a bit about the history of open badges, let's say, I don't want to be critical, but let's say that it was not perhaps a very smart idea to bake the badge in a PNG picture, because a PNG picture by definition is, it's very difficult to share. You need something to read it. Basically, the PDF, it's standalone and portable. There is all what you need for displaying it. So it's basically just pushing badges, I would say, in a way which is more convenient for users and for some issuers. And I could see that it could engage new players. I mean, new organization wants to use badges, that it's easier for them to take the first steps in the direction of badges. And of course, as you know, we've been working with ESCO integration, and so we have more and more connection with the employability sector, the different kind of organization, which are basically very much using PDF in many things. So it makes also sense, to have ESCO things and to have your badge, and with your ESCO alignments also baked in the badge. in the PDF also.
Great. Thank you very much, Eric.
Thank you, Simon, for this question.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I have a question. I understand when I look at the situation in our city that there is many people that might think this is interesting, but what does it mean for portability of badges? Is it the functionality for now that's only working with Open Badge Passport? Or you showed that you can upload it from a PDF back to your wallet or your backpack. But does it go for all platforms, or is it just in the beginning phase?
So basically, when you get a PDF badge, it's I would say an additional feature of the badge. So with Open Badge Factory, you always get the same badge, also as I would say a normal badge that you can place in any platform. So if you want to get a badge from Open Badge Factory that you want to place in somewhere in Badger backpack or whatever you want, you can do it now. I mean, I think that the main question that some people do not want to place the badge in any backpack. So that's why we give this possibility. Now, if you want if you want just to keep your PDF, because you can download also your badge as a picture if you want, but if you want to keep only your PDF, you can basically put it the passport and then get it from the passport as a normal badge also. So it's totally open. But of course, it would be better if we could have this feature supported in all different kind of backpacks. But as I said, the question that if you use the PDF, perhaps you don't want to use the backpack.
Yeah.
Right?
No, it's clear. It's clear.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Any questions?
Hi, Eric. Dawn here. I have a question in the chat that I can verbalize. Sorry. No problem. Originally, basically the question is, you say this is for pro users, and you mentioned that it can be signed if they have the badge record store. Are there any options for premium users who might want to just issue perhaps non-signed PDFs?
Yeah, we are thinking about the possibility to bring this feature also to the premium level. As I would say, it would be a small additional thing. We have to make some changes still at the premium level, so it's just not coming just now, but it could come in the future, that you could have premium level plus this feature, and then at the premium level you could not get it signed because you have no BRS support as premium level. So now it's at the pro level, because it has been a way to basically fully demonstrate all what you can do, even if you want to sign the badge in the back before the PDF. Yeah. Okay, any other questions?
Actually, another quick question, Eric, in terms of, can you just expand a little more on the alternative formatting options for the PDF, the styles, and then options for further customization? What kind of timeline and how may that work?
So do you mean the layout?
Yeah, layout. You mentioned 2 or 3 options, generic options, and then the possibility of further customization.
Yeah, well, I think it's not very long. So we are not we are working now. Perhaps the most, I would say, awkward thing here for the moment is that we have to modify a bit the address thing. So the email address question, that the email address now is displayed. The PDF is not very nice. So it's the first thing that we will modify, that you can get the name of the person in the PDF. You can get it already now from the badge application side, which is good, but still there is this email address question. Then we can also work a bit on the look and feel of what we have now already, which could be a bit improved, and then have 1, 2, 3 other alternative with PDF template that your organization can use. Perhaps also in the future the possibility to place some, you know, if you want to place your logo somewhere on the top or these kind of things. So let's say that it will be a beginning of this year. Yeah, we will not wait too much. Yeah.
That's great, thanks.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah, one quick question just about thinking about the workflow for adding endorsements to badges. So say say an employer, you know, wants to endorse her employee for a particular skill that's represented in a badge. Is that, I imagine they are then going to, you know, the OBF platform to kind of add that endorsement there. Is there, and sorry, I didn't see if there was like a link or something in the badge itself, but is that an option for the, say the employer, like if you want to endorse this badge, click here and it shoots you to the platform? Maybe that was obvious and I just missed it.
No. It's I just had to cut a bit the badge because it was a bit big. That's the reason why you didn't see. Perhaps I can show you one case here. Can you see this badge? So yeah, in this case you can see user endorsements here. So there is only one endorsement. So this issuer has been endorsed by this organization. Yeah. If the badge has been endorsed, there would be, so here in the badge you would have issuer endorsement, badge endorsement. Now about the flow, I was speaking that you get your badge in the passport, okay, and you could get it endorsed in the passport by your colleagues or by in the future by some organization there, and then you could ask the badge issuer to validate it again and generate the PDF again. So it's it will be possible quite soon also. But basically, all shows in the passport. So endorsement shows, evidences shows, alignments also shows in the passport. Yeah. And just in perhaps you know that in OpenBadge Factory you can get what we call external endorsements. So you can basically ask an organization which has no account in OpenBadge Factory to endorse you as an issuer or your badges. And it's some feature that which is coming in the passport also. So if the badge earner wants to get, I think it will come in April, May. If he wants to get an external endorsement from the passport, it will be also possible.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, any other questions? No? So if there is no other question, thank you very much for your very interesting questions and that you have joined this presentation. And if you want to learn more about this feature or try it and so on, you can contact me and I will be happy to give you more information about our schedule for the roadmap and so on. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.